Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again. Look, I just did a couple of posts, and I hope you're not fed up with me. I was preparing to go to bed, but I got a thought, and it is probably not a new thought. I'm sure over the 10 years I've expressed it sometime before, but it's on my mind again, so it must be important that I express it again. And it has to do with racism and the kinds of things that black people and people of color have had to experience here in America. And it's just amazing and kind of frightening that we can talk about racism, that it came, we know the roots of it, or at least the amount of information and coverage that we've given it. But as we sit here today, 2022, when we are still talking about voting rights, and we're talking about being treated equal, and this and that, and this and that, all consequential of things that have happened in the past. And we as people who would think that we've progressed so much. When we look at our technological advances, we look at artificial intelligence, we look at Musk and this, and we look at this and that, and here we are still in prehistoric times when it comes down to the relationships that we have with one another. We talk about those who will and were oppressors and still will oppress, and we talk about those who received oppression and for some strange reason is still willing to wear that tag around their neck. When people are talking about the John Lewis, the John Lewis Voters' Rights Act, and other people are saying to hell with it, and then the rest of the people who were standing up talking about how important it is, where are those voices now? Is it still important? Or is it not? If it was important, the fact that some other people said we're not going to support it doesn't mean it go in the trash can. It stands up on its righteous. If it is righteous, then show it and give it the ability to stand on righteousness by exposing the evilness that it's trying to throw it down. So I say to everybody that's listening to my voice that every vestige of racism must be removed from the American scene. It was out of our hands when it was made real. It is in our hands that it continues. What does that say about us? Those that benefit as well as its victims. Right now, my friends, we as Americans are in the same position as those that assembled to render these atrocities to others in the beginning. To do nothing is partner with racism, hatred, and bigotry. And to remain as the status quo is the birth of pains of this evil storm crossing this country and the world. Today, there's one place left, and that place is righteousness. And there are no accusers. Now, this should be the national conversation every day until justice flows like a mighty rushing stream for all Americans. We are aware of what to fear. We need to be reminded of liberation and of freedom and joy and the happiness awaiting to occur and require from us. This should be the message of the day. Not what the Republicans are doing to steal the election. We should have it so exciting and so highlighted that the beauty of life for black people, for white people, for who used to be poor people, who were super crazy because they were rich people, all of us. This should be the national conversation, and we should be talking about it in the morning time. We should be talking about it in the middle of the day at the water fountain. We should be talking about it on our way home. This great new world that we are planning, and it is not dependent upon some politicians making a decision. It's dependent upon we the people deciding, hey, this is fantastic. This is what we want, and we're not having to worry and threaten about can it happen, because each of us have given a role in it. You will play a role in it. You and what you represent is engaging in this, because we cannot survive it. It cannot exist without you. And that means that every last one of you got to be pleased. Every last one of you got to be satisfied. And the only ones that would not be are those that's trying to hurt, those who are trying to deceive, those who are trying to persecute. Now, they would be upset. But even those are protected in the righteousness of life. So, ladies and gentlemen, I really want you to give this some thought, pay attention, and spread this news around. Share it with your families, share it with your friends, share it with your church. Get these people involved. Call up the news media. Tell them to check this stuff out. Let's get everybody talking about a new life the same we were talking about these lies and stuff that came out of the past few years, okay? Let the church say, amen. Talk to you later.